Now, when it comes to mammoth size MPVs that are more luxurious, more powerful and spacious than the likes of the Voxy, Stepwagon and Serena, there are options like the Toyota Aplhard, Nissan Elgrand and Honda Odyssey. Sometime back we did a comparison review between Toyota Aplhard and Nissan Elgrand, but today we are going to be comparing the king of the segment, which is Toyota Aplhard versus Honda Odyssey, which is also apparently a very good option, but can it beat the very well established Toyota Aplhard? That's what we will be finding out in this particular episode. We will begin with the recommendations, then move on to the specifications, then lastly also look at their strengths and weaknesses. So please stay tuned, consider subscribing to the channel for more informative content on cars and bikes, and welcome to IK Auto Reviews. When it comes to comparing Hondas and Toyotas, it can be very difficult to give a specific recommendation because these two car brands are very good and almost at par in many aspects, be it reliability, durability, fuel consumption, and even resale value. In fact, some Hondas are actually better than some Toyotas, but generally cars from both brands are very good, and it's not different when it comes to Toyota Aplhard and Honda Odyssey. Both MPVs are very comfortable and spacious. They are very reliable as well, but to help you make a decision, we have to go into the finer details to enable us draw a line between these two MPVs to find out which one will be the most suitable option. Now, if you are looking for supreme comfort, a raised driving position, more space, and very good resale value, then go for the Toyota Aplhard. But do take note that the newer 2016 model that we will be reviewing in this episode is significantly more expensive than a 2016 Honda Odyssey. On the other hand, if you prefer better handling, slightly better fuel consumption, and a more affordable purchase price, then go for the Honda Odyssey. It's also a better value proposition. Let's now go straight into the specifications, beginning with the prices of these MPVs. The 2016 Toyota Aplhard is the third generation, which has been in production from 2015 till present, and a 2016 model is going for roughly around 3.8 to 4.5 million shillings depending on the trim level. This is the newer Alphard here in Kenya, and it really does look very premium and upmarket. No wonder it's high asking price. The 2015 or 2016 Honda Odyssey, on the other hand, is the fifth generation, which was in production from 2013 till present, and it's going for roughly around 1.7 to 1.95 million for the 2015 models. The 2016 models are slightly more expensive, going for roughly around 1.9 to 2.6 million, again depending on the trim level and mileage. The ones that are currently mostly available are the 2015 models. So Toyota Aplhard is much more expensive, mainly because it's more established and upmarket than its competitors, and it's also a newer generation which has brought about many improvements in terms of the luxury features, looks, and even performance. As we continue, we will try and see if this significant difference in price implies that the Odyssey is that much of an underdog. In terms of the engine options, the Alphard comes with three: a 2500cc four-cylinder, a 2500cc hybrid, and a 3500cc V6. The 2500cc four-cylinder is mostly available with the CVT transmission, then the hybrid is only available with an eCVT gearbox, and lastly the 3.5 V6 is available with either a 6 or 8-speed automatic. This being a heavy and bulky MPV, the 2500cc four-cylinder engine will certainly feel underpowered, and especially with 7 passengers and cargo on board. What happens in such situations is that the fuel consumption will also not be good, because you will now try to press hard on the accelerator to get as much power as possible, but since the car is underpowered, the engine will end up getting strained and consume more fuel. The hybrid is slightly better in terms of power due to the hybrid batteries, yet it's also the most fuel efficient. If you even need much more power, then the V6 is your best bet. It's very powerful and ideal for such a heavy MPV. Power is always there when you need it, but as expected, the fuel consumption is not that good. As for reliability, there's nothing much that goes wrong with these engines. They are bulletproof, just so reliable, and no wonder Toyota does not bring major changes to their engines. They just make slight improvements gradually. The hybrid powertrain is also very reliable, but just like any other hybrid, it will require battery replacement at some point. And that's why it's always very advisable to buy a hybrid with very low mileage so that you can maximize on the hybrid battery's life. Moving on to Honda Odyssey, it comes with two engine options, either a 2400cc 4-cylinder engine or a 2000cc hybrid. The 2.4 comes paired to a CVT gearbox, while the hybrid comes coupled to an eCVT gearbox. Now, the 2400cc produces just about adequate power, and in fact, with 7 passengers on board, it will not feel as underpowered as the Alphard because both engines produce almost the same power, but the advantage that the Honda Odyssey has is that it's much lighter than the Alphard, so its engine is not too much strained because of the weight. The 2500cc in the Alphard produces around 177 horsepower, and the 2400cc in the Odyssey produces around 174 horsepower. So they are almost evenly matched, but the Odyssey is lighter by over 200 kilograms, so it does not feel too underpowered with passengers on board. The 2000cc hybrid is more powerful, yet also more fuel efficient, just like the Alphard hybrid. In terms of reliability, there's no doubt that Hondas are among the most reliable cars in the world. This Honda Odyssey is just as reliable as a Toyota Aplhard. These are MPVs that can really last a long time with just basic maintenance. The 2.5 litre in the Alphard can achieve a fuel consumption figure of between 8 to 12 kilometers per litre. In traffic, around 8, and on the highway around 12 to 13 kilometers per litre, depending on how you drive and also how much loaded the vehicle is. The hybrid can achieve roughly between 12 to 17 kilometers per litre, and the V6 around 9 kilometers per litre. So it's not fuel efficient, but it gives you very good power. Moving on to the Honda Odyssey, the 2.4 litre can achieve around 8 kilometers per litre in traffic or in the city, then around 14 kilometers per litre on the highway. The hybrid can get roughly between 17 to 21 kilometers per litre in the city because the vehicle will now be largely using the batteries. But once you get out on the highway, the engine will do most of the work, and as a result, it may achieve around 12 to 14 kilometers per litre. On average, expect around 18 kilometers per litre. The Alphard has a 65 litre fuel tank for hybrid variants and also all-wheel drive variants of the 2.5 and 3.5, while front-wheel drive variants of the 2.5 and 3.5 have 75 litre tanks. The Odyssey has a smaller 55 litre tank. As for ground clearance, the Alphard measures in at 160mm, which is decent enough, though it may still be slightly challenging to go over those huge bumps. Honda Odyssey has a 155mm clearance, which again is not too bad, but once it's loaded, it will be a bit difficult to go over uneven road surfaces or big bumps. The carb weight of the Alphard measures in between 1920 to 2220 kgs, while the Odyssey measures in between 1700 to 1880 kgs. So the Alphard is much heavier than the Odyssey by a significant margin, and this certainly has an impact in terms of power and fuel consumption. These two MPVs both get ventilated discs at the front, but at the back, the Alphard gets ventilated discs, which is quite rare for an MPV, but it's because of its weight. This car certainly needs stronger brakes because of its weight. The Odyssey gets solid discs at the back. Finally, some of the extra features you can expect to get in both MPVs include wood finish in the interior, parking sensors, twin sunroofs, leather interior, electric seats, rear entertainment screens, and cruise control. The Alphard takes it even further by offering a 360 degrees parking camera and Toyota Safety Sense P, which is a suite of active driver assist safety features such as radar cruise control, automatic high beams, pre-crash safety, and lane tracing assist. So now let's quickly take a look at the exteriors and interiors. Which one do you think looks better? Do let me know in the comment section. I would say the Alphard really looks premium and elegant. That huge dominant chrome grille has made it really stand out. I think it looks good and better than the previous generation. I think it also looks better than the Odyssey, though the Odyssey also looks nice and elegant. Interior wise, this is now where the Alphard really shines. Its interior is a class above the Odyssey. It looks and feels very premium. It's also more comfortable than the Odyssey, especially the captain seats at the second row, which even get electric adjustments and heating as well as cooling functions, especially in upper trim levels. The quality of materials are of high quality, and generally the level of comfort is just very impressive. The third row of seats are also spacious enough for 3 adults, and there's even a seat at the back to keep passengers comfortable. With the third row of seats unfolded, the boot is decent enough to swallow a large suitcase and more. In fact, more luggage can be stored under the third row of seats. If more luggage space is needed, then the third row of seats can be flipped upwards beside either side of the rear windows. This limits the amount of cargo that can be stored because those seats now eat up some of the storage space. In the Honda Odyssey, it's much better because the seats can be folded down into the floor. Generally, Alphard is more comfortable and spacious thanks to its slightly longer wheelbase and length. It's also taller, so it offers more headroom. The Odyssey may not be as spacious as the Alphard, but it's also quite comfortable, though not as the Alphard. The space on offer is very decent. The second row offers good head and legroom. At the third row, 3 adults can be accommodated in relative comfort. It's not as spacious as the Alphard. The boot again is just decent with the third row of seats up. It's not too bad. You could maybe fit in a large suitcase and some few other smaller items. Once those seats are folded into the floor, the boot space increases significantly, and in that particular configuration, it actually offers more boot space than the Alphard. I did an actual review of the Honda Odyssey a few months back, so please check it out to see how practical it is. I'll leave a link to that video in the description box. So now, with all that out of the way, let's quickly take a look at each MPV's pros and cons, beginning with the Alphard. For one, this is a premium MPV. It just looks and feels premium and executive. It also offers some nice features which add on to that comfortable and premium experience. Secondly, it's very reliable. Alphards have been known to be very reliable right from the first generation, and it's a good thing that there have not been any radical changes that have altered the reliability of this MPV. Another pro is very good resale value as long as you also maintain it well. Space is another pro. It's very spacious. Remember, you can get this MPV in either 7 or 8 seat configuration. Good build quality and supreme comfort are other pros. On to its weak points, and the first one is the price, which is quite high. Yes, it offers quite a lot in terms of reliability, comfort, and premium build quality, but still the price is a bit on the steep side. Another con, though a minor one, is that the electric sliding doors may develop issues with time and continued usage. And this is a common issue with electric sliding doors, so it's not just restricted to this Toyota Aplhard. Lastly, this MPV now comes with an electric parking brake, and as always, they are not normally as reliable as the conventional mechanical handbrakes. But we also have to move with time because technology keeps evolving. Honda Odyssey has better handling compared to Alphard because it sits lower to the ground, and hence its center of gravity is lower, and this consequently reduces the body roll, especially on bends or corners. Another pro is comfort. Yes, it's still comfortable, but not as the Alphard. It's also very reliable, being a Honda. The other strong point is good fuel consumption. It's actually slightly better than the Alphard in that regard, and as I said earlier, this is partly due to its lighter weight and also better aerodynamics. The last pro is value for money. This MPV is much more affordable than the Alphard. Yes, it may not offer the level of luxury and comfort that the Alphard offers, but it's not too far away. It offers a decent space and comfort and is more fuel efficient and also quite reliable. So generally, it's a good value proposition that will be very ideal, especially if you need a comfortable MPV and your budget does not allow you to get the Alphard. On to the weak points, they are just two minor ones. The first one is its slightly low ground clearance. Then the electric sliding doors, just like in the Alphard, may develop issues with continued usage and time. So there you have it. If you need a spacious, comfortable MPV that is a class above the likes of the Voxy, Serena, and Stepwagon, but you are on a tight budget, then get the Honda Odyssey. It's a very good option. On the other hand, if the funds allow, then just get the Alphard. It's a premium, good looking and very comfortable MPV. Do let me know in the comment section which one you would prefer. Personally, I would go for the Alphard if the funds allowed. I hope this has been helpful. Thanks a lot for watching. As always, feel free to reach me via WhatsApp or email if you have any enquiries. Also, do consider subscribing to the channel for more informative content on cars and bikes. That's it for this particular episode. Stay safe. See you in the next one.